Welcome back to Saga 3 Kings. This is session number 34, and I just realized I forgot to turn my cat water fountain off. I'll get to that in a second. But real quick recap of last week. The group ascended very quickly through the layers that they had problems with the session before last, and that is all in part due to a paladin who just wandered on the fucking to the tower, and they accepted him as their greatest friend. Um, Seems they have different goals as to why they're here, but after exploring a bit, they have learned a little bit more about the nature of the tower. In fact, they found the power source for the purple light. Directly above it, a strange undead creature, giant in nature, massive greatsword and dwarvish armor, seemingly within a bunch of magic seals. That said, I'm going to go ahead and leave the table to you. I won't be able to hear you for a second. I'm just going to go do this cat fountain. Alright, one moment.
So it just balls out, kill this thing, or you guys want to go downstairs and regroup first?
Down for whatever. Either way, we're gonna have to make sure Grot goes downstairs since Andy isn't here.
We
We'll
gotta
see.
kill this thing eventually.
Oh, it's an
Or
Andy kind of
befriend it.
our. Wasn't Andy kind of our ace in the hole for this one?
Andy's still technically here.
Okay, so he's just character star. Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know if you're gonna have him go downstairs or what. I mean, if somebody wants to play Andy's character, we can try it.
Well, you won't roleplay Andy's character. You'll just roll dice for Andy's character. I'll go ahead and hand control over to... Waits for a volunteer.
Shambles.
Oh,
You mean Zach? Your brother's name is Zach.
No, give it to Shambles.
he's been doing this forever.
You should have control of Grok now.
I mean, if we're into killing it, we can go on and kill it. I'm scared.
Like I
I'm
said,
not
you guys
gonna
want to go
lie.
down and regroup first. Since
I've
I
already-
know there's a giant undead monster.
I've already moved you into the regroup stage. It hasn't moved, it didn't take any actions against you, it didn't seemingly notice you. You stepped out into the area and then wandered the fuck back down the steps. So you're back in the
Chest room.
the shard room, yeah.
Oh, that's the more important part of it, isn't it? Rooklyn had some concerns about a broken sword or some
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of blade.
One of the chests had a broken sword in it, very ornate handguard to the hilt, and a strange series of elvish markings on its blade, which is broken into 4 pieces.
If I could take a look at it, I have some ability in smithing, I believe it was.
Sure. It looks like it is made out of...
Blacksmith tools.
It looks like it is made out of a amalgam of red and cold iron. Cold iron is typically something you're kind of familiar with. It's typically regarded as very detrimental to fey-blooded creatures. Red iron is not something you're terribly familiar with. You are kind of like you would be to adamantine, mithril, and other like mythical metals. You would be aware of it and realize that you're holding it. You just wouldn't know what its properties or traits are.
Old iron's what we were throwing down the toilet before, right?
Correct.
Yeah. We don't need that.
And
There's not a toilet around here. Is there?
I guess what
I have any idea what I could do with this? I'm imagining I don't have the skill necessary to repair such a thing.
You can make a smithing tools intelligence check to kind of give it a diagnosis and basically see if your skills to the metal are even close.
So couldn't possibly
15.
Well beyond your ken. So the nature of the blade, it is pattern welded. It's amalgam styled steel, and it's set up in such a way that the cutting edge is actually layered out, so that when it strikes, the narrow point is actually striking with both styles of metal in a fine kind of narrow scape. You know that this would have to be precisely welded together. If not, you'd basically have crack lines or fault lines for where you basically fuse the weapon, and it would be basically ready to break. If you were to put it together, it would be already in the lowest quality state of repair.
one and done.
Yeah.
Do I have the? Am I under the assumption that if I were to try to fix it, and it were to break again, that it would be worse off than if I had left it alone?
You'd be doing more trouble than good.
Okay.
Yeah. And the other thing is temperatures for melting or forging these items. The only place you know where you'd be able to do it would be the forge back in the Redoubt, where old boy killed himself.
Hey, I killed him.
Yeah, he killed himself using Raya as a weapon.
It was an assisted suicide kind of thing.
Good to know.
I mean, he looked pretty surprised when I did it for someone who was begging for death.
Some people don't know what they want, even if they order it. You know?
Well, it's like, when you band-aid it,
Sure, for sure.
I'll go on 3 and 2.
Yeah, that said, you still have the libraries beneath. There was some joking mention of doing things down there. And then, of course, the bedroom still remains as something that's present. You would have noted that in the room upstairs, the markings around the entity, again, 2 different colors, but all...
So they matched the room we're in now?
It literally the outline of the room that you're in. If you trace it straight up, the outline of the markings that you're kind of on share the same space, but they are not the same markings. Benson, with his roll from before, would notice that these rune marks here and circles that are present are foundational, and the magics above are presentational. So that means that the magic and where the magic is being drawn to is fastened up into the circles above.
Shoot out the signal to call everybody.
Probably up to a single marking at the top of the tower, whatever that item might be. But you'd have to get outside and climb up the tower to find out what that thing is. Because all you see, if you're looking at it from a distance, it's just light. Whatever the center point of that light is obscured by brightness.
So is each level a new amplification of the magics beneath?
Your assumption is that this place that you're standing in with this, again, Benson's assumption would be that the foundation of this magic is here. Directly above is the presentational markers for the magic, meaning drawing it up to its center point. And his presumption after that point is whatever's on the roof of this tower, which is probably just above that room, because that room had a 50-foot high ceiling when you went into it, and a stairwell that goes up it on the outside. His presumption is that whatever's on the top, outside on the roof of the tower, that's probably where the magic is being beamed to, for lack of a better word, to channel it through it, whatever it is up there.
Each set of runes would be like a lens, and each one
You could say
focuses it a little more.
You could say that, I guess. It's not 100% accurate. It's,
right, but
it's functional.
It's kind of going through stages.
Right. I'm trying to think. The best thing that I can kind of think of is like more kind of a plumbing kind of setup. So like this foundational base would basically be the mechanism that starts it going upwards, and then the pipes that would allow it to go to the second, third, fourth, and fifth floor in like a building would be the magic above you.
Like a bunch of gobbledygook to me. Then I need to recuperate whatsoever while we have this brief moment where nothing's trying to kill us.
We might as well. Do we feel safe in this room?
Other than the strange urge for you to just reach into that weird orb and grab the stone again, yeah, I guess.
I mean, I want the thing. I don't feel, like it's necessary that I grab it.
Sure.
I could stop myself. I just didn't want to.
Oh, I understand. It's not like, I'm just saying, like, other than...
impulse, it's, man, I want that rock.
Right. It would
Lessons learned.
It would definitely be better down than in the room with the 2 skeleton scribes. But if you're being honest with yourselves, the best place for you to rest would probably be the bedroom down below.
Oh, where
I don't know. There's
ropes
a corpse.
died.
There's a corpse in the fireplace down there. I don't know if I feel comfortable with that.
There was
I
actually
like burning bodies.
There was actually no trace of that body by the time you left that room.
Oh, good.
Oh,
It's a good fire.
Yeah, the elemental literally consumed it.
He's a hungry boy.
Are you in need of resting?
I'm okay. I could spend a couple hit dice if
Well-
we wanted to take a rest and you wanted to further investigate the sword,
I
or
will.
if you wanted to take a look around the bedroom.
I will let you know that the only person capable of taking a long rest at this juncture is our new guy, Brooklyn, because the rest of you have taken a long rest
Right,
within
you just
a
finished
few
it.
hours of this time. So you still have to wait another, I think it's every 12 hours before you take another long rest or something to that effect.
Yeah, at most I would need like 2 hit dice of downtime.
Plenty of time for a short rest, for sure.
Right. Did
Let's
anybody
go
else
ahead
like
and
their
let's
stuff?
go ahead and seize that opportunity, then. Just
Okay.
make sure everybody's feeling at their best.
Yep. If you've got
We'll check.
any abilities that recover on a short rest, go ahead and regain them. Any functions or features that you want to utilize, such as Arcane Recovery for the wizard, utilize it now. And last but not least, go ahead and spend your hit dice. This would be considered that if you go to the bedroom and do it, this is considered a safe short rest.
We're gonna pack up the broken sword. Benson can investigate it further. Identify will give us anything on it. He could do that as a cantrip during the short rest.
Okay. No one picked it up before,
and-
right?
I don't think it's
Yeah.
been touched.
Yeah, I don't think it's
So are you picking it up and taking it to Benson and bundling it up, Raya?
Sure.
You hear singing when you take a hold of the hilt portion of it. It sounds like an elvish female. And
Do I like it?
it sounds like she's just singing the same kind of 4 or 5 notes again in kind of a just a
Skipping record.
Yeah.
We like Frozen 2.
Sorry.
Fucking Frozen 2. It's gonna draw me to the north.
No.
Guess you guys don't watch movies.
I don't,
I liked it. That was funny.
I don't watch kids movies, but it looks like everybody who's got a kid got the joke.
My wife wanted to watch it.
Fair enough.
Anyway, do I like the song?
It's good. It's well sung. It's not doing anything to you mentally. I'm just letting you know that when you take a hold of the hilt, it seems that these 5 notes keep kind of repeating.
I'm gonna hand it to Shambles like, hey, hold this.
Yeah, all right.
Shambles hears the same notes.
You hear it?
No, what are you talking about?
God damn it.
Make a deception.
This shit
check.
again.
Make a
No,
deception. Fine.
Funny.
yeah, it sounds. I've heard better, but it's nice.
Hey, Benson, this thing
I
is
think it's a little
singing.
distracting when you're fighting with it.
I don't know. I kind of liked it.
I
A
would,
rhythm I can dance to.
I would check it out.
One of the
Some
books.
swords.
Yeah, one of the books that you acquired kind of tricks you to what this might be. So there was a book that was being written in the scribes section called the Sentinel Swords, and it seems that the book that they were writing simply described the swords, and you kind of quickly went over it. You go back to it, pulling out your copy, because if I remember correctly, you grabbed
I took one of them.
Yeah, you pull out the Sentinel Swords and read to it, and you very quickly identify that this sword, this specific sword, happens to be one of them, broken in its state and probably only present with a bit of lingering magic. But based on the description and the explanation of the weapon, this sword was once or is still currently sentient, and it has one of the guardian sentinels of the elvish hells present inside of it.
So throwing it in a fire and beating it back together might kind of piss it off.
You said elvish hells?
Yes, so the hells are all the same, but there were different guardians for each, and the elvish guardians of said hell were all bound to these swords when the Diasthai became the true guardian over all. So, it looks like the former guardians of hell, rather.
So they were just basically, like you were saying, swords of power. Like they were special swords from back in the day that were sentient. So I'll go through and I'll tell them that. And I say that with strong enough magic, it might be able to be mended, but it is definitely a flickering light of what it used to be. It is no longer that flaming weapon that it used to be.
Yeah.
Is it identifiable, like as what type of sword it was?
It was a longsword, and this one's name was Vectra, and of the arts, it was listed as the setting sun. It was the most defensive of all of the swords. And that'll actually cue a history check from you, Benson.
15.
Not good enough. You definitely know that this sword at one time spent some period, probably in the 400s, 500s of the current age, in Parnak, to the south. But you're not sure the stories. It's like kind of on the tip of your brain. You need to get to some books if you're gonna recall on that.
Do we think this is going to be beyond the ability of
Benson,
Full
or
phalanx?
yeah, certainly,
repair?
certainly.
Okay. So we got to find like a real blacksmith.
Yep.
We were hoping to go to the capital eventually.
Yeah, there.
My sword fixed and learn
I
my
have a friend
identity.
in my hometown who is a blacksmith.
He knows a guy.
You know a guy?
Yeah, I know.
There is the I know a guy rule. Also.
Oh,
Oh,
hell.
sorry. I
I'm
have.
probably not aware of
He
it.
isn't aware of
Oh.
that. Let me explain that. Even though he actually does know a guy that in his backstory, but real quick, Brent. So there is a rule called "I know a guy." So if there's a situation that's kind of like, if only we knew a person, you can say, "Well, I think I know a guy," and then we will work together to kind of create that entity who might be functionally useful. However, as the others have learned, the gradient and power scale of that individual does not equal what you decide they're going to be. That's based on what I decide they're going to be. So if you're like, I know a priest who might be able to bring someone back from the dead. Yeah, maybe. But it's going to be difficult. They're going to need they're not going to be like, yeah, I'll do it for free. It's going to be okay, I'm going to need the items and such, and I'm going to need work from you. But yeah,
Gotcha.
just a heads up.
Important rule.
Very, very.
Jimmy the cleric.
Jimmy the Cleric of Mutis, yeah. But that said, back to you all. Plan.
Brian's drinking healing potions.
I am still a little curious about the bedroom. Is there anything else in here at all that looks out of place, suspicious? The statues,
elemental.
are there secret passages?
Okay, so real quick, I'm going to go over everything in detail. Ready?
Yes.
Staircase descends down to the throne room and ascends up to the scribe's room. There is a master bed made out of very heavy oak. Estimates are somewhere in the 800 to 1,000 pound range for the bed frame and bed itself. It looks like it is made out of a very soft, very well kept mattress within the frame. There is a silk blanket on top, two down pillows, kind of long and weird, but not too dissimilar for the styles of the West. And then the throw blanket on top, or comforter, is actually a pelt of a snow bear. There's a massive rug on the floor that covers up the stone. The stone has similar markings to everywhere else you've been, just strange kind of glyph marks, which, if Benson takes a couple moments to reflect on, he will note that these are also channeling runes. It seems the foundational runes inside of the shard room and in every floor there below seems to be conduit magic that kind of pushes upwards to the thing. There are two chests, as we discussed. There's clothing inside. Some of it's already been taken out, transferred into cooler clothing for smaller folks. But back to the rug, it is massive in size. It itself probably weighs a good 300 pounds. It looks like it is made out of some very fine materials, and it has kind of a brocade kind of shag top to it. So it's very soft to the feet. It's almost like stepping in kind of new grass. Then there is the fireplace. There is a single log which has a bunch of markings on it, and it is charred black. The markings to Benson would denote binding magic, and there appears to be an elemental bound to the log. To the left and to the right of that are two statues completely made of stone, each with a shield, no swords, and the armor of a Janaran Magier's called Knight. There is a door across the way from the stairwell, and that is a double door that leads out onto a observatory balcony that circles the exterior of the tower. This is invisible from the outside, as you've noted, and there's a distinct fog present on the observatory when you step out onto it. Any other questions about this floor?
Roll the rug up.
I'll help him.
Okay. The two of you can go ahead and attempt to make a strength athletics check to try and move the rug. It seems to be pretty well down.
Am I giving him advantage, or are we both rolling?
You can either both roll, or one of you can
I'm
be...
gonna ask for help.
Okay, so...
Because I don't feel confident if it's like nailed down or something.
It doesn't
It's
feel...
just heavy as hell.
It doesn't feel nailed down, and it doesn't feel just heavy as hell. There is something kind of about it that
Holding
seems to
it?
holding it down, yeah.
If Rock or Paladin would like to make this attempt,
Yeah, so again,
well, I would definitely step out of the way.
I'll allow two people to try and attempt it, the two primary people, but you can say however many people are trying to do it for the physics purposes
Right.
of it. One person is your primary, one person is your secondary, and then that person rolls with advantage. Or two people can roll straight, and that's that.
I have a feeling Brooklyn and Grok are the
Yeah.
strongest two people in the room.
It's looking like Grok's up there. I did not realize.
Yeah.
He is pretty
He's
swole.
barbarian, he better be.
He's a muscular turtle.
Or no,
Yeah.
he's
So I
a
guess
level
are me
up.
and Grok just straight rolling then, or what was one of
Let's
us
straight
rolling?
roll.
Okay.
Straight roll. Okay.
Athletics, correct?
It's, We'll go with athletics, sure.
Oh, sorry. I thought that's what you said earlier.
It was strength, but yeah, that's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries. Neither of you managed to. So you're able to kind of pull at it, and what you're realizing is that there seems to be something kind of binding the bottom mat of the rug to the ground. When you get it up a bit, you notice that there's this kind of residue present. And if Benson takes a look at the residue, he'll know exactly what it is immediately upon seeing it. It appears to be a
Blue.
very potent style of glue that can only be removed with a universal solvent.
I ain't got that.
Is that in my
Like
chest cavity?
like ammonia?
Is that what?
No, universal solvent is a magic item that allows you to get rid of the glue.
Just piss on the rug.
Yeah, it's
I
basically
got-
glued down.
Who's
I
had
thought
the
you were
room
talking
together?
about that yellow stuff that's in my body.
The type of glue present here that was used is called sovereign glue.
Huh.
Freaking.
That rock's not going anywhere.
That's not going anywhere, yeah.
Yeah.
Seaworthy.
The designers are getting more,
Advanced.
yes.
You really wanted that rug right
Look,
there.
alright. When they designed the room, they sound the rug, and they're like, alright, that has to be in this room and this room alone.
You said something pretty important there, Jeremy. Do you want to think about that for a second?
Yeah, the rug has to be right there.
Think about that for a second.
Like it's got its
It's
own rooms
covering
in it.
something, maybe?
I'm just.
Like an eight. Yeah.
You just said
No,
something important. I just want you to think about it. That's all.
Yeah, the rug has a very specific purpose in the location it is, and it cannot move.
Let's
Okay.
burn the rug.
Let's not let the fire elemental out of there. It will take the whole town, and we're not ready for that.
Yeah.
Let's. I'm gonna toss the bed, like prison
Flint
style.
and tinder.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check. Yeah,
16.
you need some help getting the mattress up, but Grok is there to do so. You kind of look through the frame of it. You kind of search everywhere that you can. Go under, start looking around with your dark vision goggles. You spend a good 10 minutes or so kind of just looking everywhere. You pull the pillows, try and look through the down, smush them down a bit to see if there's anything heavy in them. Search the blankets, search the skin, you search the mattress. You're checking the whole thing, and there is nothing present here.
Anybody with a
Probably-
blanket, sheets,
Probably
or
real
nice.
quality.
Oh yeah, no, it's super high quality. You want this bed. Like
Yeah.
Nice
Sin.
bit.
the whole time while you're like crawling across the mattress and searching it, it's like it's fucking soft. I don't have to sleep, but it's making me want to.
Just like a constitution check to stay awake every 2 seconds.
I'm about to stain these sheets.
A constitution check not to be cozy.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
I'm 100% positive that the things are empty as I go through them. If somebody doesn't claim them, I'm feeding them to the elemental.
Oh, the bed sheets and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Unless somebody claims it, it's going in.
That snow bear thing. I guess we could take it.
Yeah, so you're not going to get much assistance from Gronk in taking the mattress or the frame because they're really heavy, and he's not going to try and move those. So if you want to clear the bed of its,
yeah, that's fine.
yeah,
I'm just getting stuff out of the way.
Real barbarian would do it.
I didn't feel anything in or on the mattress. What's in the mattress? Is it a down mattress?
Yeah, and it looks like it is kind of settled in with kind of a strange hard material on its bottom. Then its top seems to be kind of set up on kind of a series of springs, you think. And so when you're kind of pulling it open and checking inside, you're seeing that there's like a really ornate kind of design to its interior. Also, there's a very just poignant smell of age. This is a very old mattress that you're cutting open. But surprisingly not mildewed or anything weird like that. It's temperately perfect.
I think this would be a pretty dry area.
Yeah, with the fire going and everything. Yeah.
Up this high. We already went through the chests. It was just clothing. Is there anything else in there?
No, just clothing.
Burn it.
Boxes are easy enough to move and toss into the flame elemental. As you're throwing in the first box, you'll note that you're not sure, but maybe it's slightly bigger. But once you put the box inside, it's very evidently larger. It becomes like it was probably about the size of a basketball, the orb center. And now, once it's been fed the treasure chest, it's kind of more close to like good 3 feet wide.
The elemental is growing.
Yeah, the more you feed it.
Neat. Is it the same ones for that other game?
I don't know.
So that was fun. Benson,
Yes, sir.
move that damn rock.
Can't move it. I would say we need to, if you want to get rid of it, then we can burn it. But without that glue, it's not moving. Without that solvent. It is a very strong solvent.
I'm not okay with this. Come with me. I want you to look at something.
I go with
I'm gonna carry Benson up the ceiling and hold him over the rug and see if it looks like anything to him.
You can make an Arcana check.
That's clever.
10.
Nothing.
I'm not clever. Honestly, just from me, like, from what you said before, I would guess, and I mean, this is just me as a player saying this, I'm guessing it's another part of the circle. It's just like it's the foundation. Since it goes up, since all the other ones go up, it only makes sense that it would keep going up. It's got to be another part of it.
I'm sure there are more runes under it, but what if there was a runic pattern in the rug connecting those to make them do something other than what they're originally supposed to do?
It's possible, but I don't see why someone would want to use a rug, as it would be much easier to destroy the runes than in the ground.
Really, no, we can't move this fucking thing.
But I mean, as I said, you have it right next to a fireplace. I mean, burning the rug would destroy the runes unless it's enchanted somehow to protect itself.
Yeah. One thing you've noticed as you've been feeding the things to the fire is that once you kind of get it in the fire, it's not a situation where you can just pull it out and it be on fire. It's literally a situation where the fire is drawing it in and just devouring it, whatever you put into it.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying, in fact, if we use like flint and tinder or something.
Okay,
I mean,
fair enough.
Like I said, I see that.
I just want to make sure that Ryan would be able to tell you, yeah, we're this close to a fireplace, but that fire is not coming out of that place. We're not going to be able to light a torch and put it in there. We can feed it a torch if you want, but that's all we can do.
I like him.
He's great.
It's a hungry fella.
I'm gonna throw the other chest in there.
All right, he's probably about 4 feet now in diameter. And you'll note that he's now taking on a couple of features that he didn't have on before. You notice that there are orange patternings kind of near the top of the orb, and there seems to be kind of like a blackish kind of maw in the center that every time...
Forming a face.
Yeah, it's forming a bit of a face.
Does it seem happy?
You can't tell if it's happy or like maniacal, like joy.
Hey, Benson.
It's one of those two.
How long do you
Sounds
think that
happy.
binding magic's gonna hold? Can he
I
get big enough that he'll just leave?
I'm not sure. It's possible, but seems to be it seems to be transforming somewhat as we feed it as it gets bigger. So
Oh, I noticed that.
it's definitely getting stronger. I would advise against this unless we have a plan for it. There's no reason to bring out something that powerful without a plan.
Nah, I just like him. Think he'll come with us? I'm gonna go sit by the fire and try to talk to it. Hey, buddy.
It seems to be making some sort of attempt to communicate, but it's not something you can understand.
I'm gonna speak to it in deep speech.
It doesn't understand.
That's the worst one I know.
As we discussed last session, unless you're able to speak Ignan or Primordial, it doesn't understand you, and you don't understand it.
I'm just gonna glare into its pseudo eyes. I wish I could speak to you.
I can cast comprehend languages on you if you'd like.
Which will allow him to understand the language but not speak it.
Right.
You want to come with me? You want upsies?
Doesn't seem to be happening. The only spell that would be able to allow you to understand its tongue is if you cast the spell Tongues on yourself.
What are these statues made out of?
Stone. Similar in kind to the Helmed Horror before it transmogrified.
Yeah, I thought that one was just metal.
It started off as stone. As all the statues down there did.
Are these more helm horrors?
I don't know, are they?
Benson.
I kind of flick one on the nose.
It is solid stone. There's a nice metal clink to it as Shambles ting with his middle finger.
I think we're cool. I'll wave at the fire elemental. And then I guess Grok's gonna curl up on that rug and take a little turtle nap.
You think he can eat a statue?
I don't know. Let Grok take his nap first. Hey. While I'm
Okay,
at
so
it,
there's something on that rug, but we're not getting it up. You guys want to do anything else?
I'm good. I didn't even get damaged last time, so.
I feel like we're getting real boring in the stream, just feeding shit.
We have one viewer.
just teasing the fire elemental.
Just the
Using
one.
him, I'm feeding him because I like him.
And I'm
I
pretty
would
sure.
love for him to come with me.
What are you naming him? What are you naming him?
Fire?
No, come on. Could have named him Blaze.
Ignacio.
Oh, I do like that.
Ignacio's perfect.
Ignatio.
I like it.
Yeah, it's literally just Zach in this.
Ignacio
Hey.
the Fire Elemental.
I forgot I was watching.
Buddy, if I can take
I
you
try
with
to
me,
I try to put it
I'm
on every
gonna.
time.
That's fine. I appreciate that. I do. But yeah.
People are more likely to join if you have
More
people
viewers.
Yeah.
Yep.
How many hit dice can we spend at a time? Is it unlimited or is it
It's
depending
unlimited.
on how much time we spend on the?
It's unlimited here, so you're spending an hour regardless, and you can spend as many as you have. If you do end up taking a long rest, you only regain a number of hit dice equal to half of your total hit dice, rounded down. So, yeah.
Man, I am just batting 1,000 on these.
Yeah,
That
there's
injured?
some solid rolls.
I'm not that injured. I'm just. Those aren't very great rolls. There we go. I'm topped off.
Very good.
I'm gonna go out on the balcony and take a look around, I guess.
Same as
Listen,
before.
20
You
HP.
down to the south, mountains to the north, Vale to the west, and the mountain pass and entrance from the redoubt to the east.
Is there anything happening in these
Well-
little alcoves out here?
No.
While he's in that, I'm
There's-
going to take out my tinder box,
There's also no magical markings present.
making a small fire.
Are you?
There's some small circles out here. They're
They're-
not magical though.
They're similar to the ones inside.
Okay.
Going to observe Benson's trickery.
If Benson does look like he's attempting to start a fire on the rug, is that your plan?
Yep.
Is someone stopping him or no?
Doesn't sound
Sounds
like
like a
it.
no.
I don't think so.
Fuck this place.
Okay. So, Benson, you're lighting the fire, and you cause a little bit of a fire to start on the circle. The second a little bit of it burns away, Raya, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Cloak of
Oh, I
Arachne.
bet it was the thing holding the balcony up.
You're dexterous.
13.
Not good enough. The wind sweeps you far enough away from the tower as the ground beneath you falls away that you descend 50 feet and slam down.
As a bonus action, I'm going to pull the dagger and teleport back into the room.
So it's reactionary. So no, you're falling immediately. So it's not. Yeah, you're falling straight down into the roof. It's literally going to happen in seconds because
The
it's
smoke's not enough to grab the wall and stop.
no, because the wind's kind of swept you enough away from it that you won't be able to grab it. You're not falling inwards. You're falling outwards and away. So you're gonna
At the
be
door when you roll this.
you're gonna be hitting the ground. You're gonna be hitting the not the ground rather the roof of the main structure proper, and it's not 50 feet. I apologize. It's 30 feet down. So you'll be taking
That I can probably survive.
3d6.
3d10. It's d6
Yeah,
if you
fine.
it's d6 if you know the fall's coming. It's d10s if you don't. For me,
Oh,
yeah.
exciting.
We're looking at 21 points of damage, bludgeoning, as you hit the roof. When you do so and look back up, you'll notice two things. The magic is gone. There doesn't appear to be anything present there, and there's no door.
Which magic is?
Oh, the door I exited from is gone.
Yeah, there's no balcony. There's no magic.
It's not there, or I can't see it because of the obscuring mist.
You're not sure.
I'm going to walk up the wall and check.
Yeah, it's not there. And Benson, you continue burning the rug, thinking none the wiser. And yeah, you manage to put a nice burn mark into it, but what you eventually realize is that the top portion, the rug patterning, is on top of a layer beneath, which is its structural mat layer, which I explained when you tried to pull it up, and that's not burning. It doesn't seem to be flammable. So as you continue to burn the rug away, you burn the patterning on the rug, but there's still a flat mat that's on the bottom of it, made out of some material that is not.
So there were
flammable.
2 spells on top of each other?
I don't know what you're saying, and you probably don't know what you're saying either because you don't know there's any spell there. Raya falling outside is not something you're aware of.
Okay, but he's not that far away from me, though.
He's outside. The door doesn't hold open. Like all the doors in this place, it shuts after he exits. And he was walking around looking at the alcoves. You started burning the mat. He fell.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to keep climbing up the side of the tower.
Okay. You continue
Cautiously.
to go up. Once you get to a height of
It is my assumption I won't be able to do it completely, so I am doing so cautiously.
understandable, but you probably will be able to do it. There's just the one caveat. As you're kind of ascending upwards, the purple light becomes so blindingly blinding that it's starting to cause you to have a bit of a headache. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw. Okay.
18.
Successful. So you manage to kind of like pull the goggles off so the light's not reflecting into them, kind of shut your eyes down and keep them kind of narrow slits so you're only seeing where you're placing your hand. This is kind of stuff that you've dealt with before, dealing with harsh shadows, bright lights, and the like. And you realize that a lesser individual who had stared into the light might have double vision for some time afterwards. And that weird, when you close your eyes, the brightness that kind of settles in your vision line. But you're not dumb. So you climb upwards and eventually find what appears to be a strange kind of gazebo-like structure at the top. This appears to be a respite from the blinding light. The light seems to be coming from above this position and ascending downwards, but there's this kind of small alcove settled inside that you're kind of coming up over the ridge on and looking into. You see that there's a staircase that descends down and inwards, very quickly, cognitively, spatially understanding that this heads down into the giant room. And in the center of this landing, this opening, it's almost like a bell tower with no bell, or a lighthouse structure with no light. There is a body laying on the floor that looks like small bits of sand are kind of moving towards from different positions. And it doesn't look like it's a full body. It looks like it's broken into pieces.
That can't be good.
If you had to make an assumption, it looks like it's about 3/4 of the way assembled. But yeah. Naked body, humanoid in ilk, but it looks like it's mostly composed out of dust.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb in there. I'm gonna take a look.
All right.
Investigate. Is there?
All you find is this body that seems to be kind of slowly piecing itself together. It doesn't look like it's fully formed or structured. How close
Is there
do you?
anything? 10 feet from it.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there anything special about the sands, or is it just sand moving across the floor,
It seems to be darker in color,
like iron dust?
possibly, or like gunpowder black.
Okay. And there's nothing above this area.
There is. So, like I said, it's kind of like a gazebo. So there's like pillars on the outside that hold up the rooftop that you're now under, and the light seems.
So I'm directly under the actual roof of the tower at this point. Though.
Yeah, and the light seems to be coming from above you.
Yeah, I'll climb up one of the posts and just look at the roof.
Okay.
Anything?
Keeping your eyes blank, it's pretty much just bright light unless you kind of move towards its center and are investigating kind of blindly or near blindly for something.
So the whole roof is completely blinding.
It's literally just light. Yeah, whatever the source of the light is, it is on the top of this gazebo.
Okay. Yeah, I'll continue.
Okay.
Carefully.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
19.
Yeah, you manage to find the center without kind of wandering off the edges, and you do it in pretty short order. And when you get to the light kind of makes this. There's like an event horizon to the light, and you kind of pierce beyond it into the space where it's no longer just blindingly brilliant. It's just kind of sky blue in its interior, and it's in the center of this, floating in the air above the point of kind of a pyramidal top to the gazebo structure, is an orb, and it doesn't seem to be kind of like bobbing or floating like that. I mean, it's just locked temporally or spatially there, and it looks very similar to the one downstairs.
I'm gonna pull out a piton
Mm-hmm.
and drop it on top of the orb.
Okay. It goes right through and slams onto the roof, and then skitters aside. You're reflexive enough; you catch it before it falls away, if you want.
Oh, neat. So it didn't just suck it into hell.
No. But yeah, the rest of you inside, I need you to go ahead and make Constitution saving throws, with the exception of Shambles.
Because
Okay.
he doesn't breathe.
Failure.
8.
Success. And Grok.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot that.
No worries.
Constitution save?
Yeah.
17.
All right. Benson, it is completely filled with smoke in here. It doesn't seem to be exiting out of any other pathway because you just lit a rug on fire in space. Go ahead and make me, give me a decision as to what you're doing to try and escape the smoke, because it has poisoned you. You have the poison condition, so all ability checks made past this point are made at disadvantage.
Yeah, I'll go downstairs.
Okay. Perfectly acceptable. Grok is fine, but does need some fresh air. What will he do to get that fresh air?
I think he's gonna follow Benson,
Okay.
but with the smoke traveling upwards, I imagine.
And Brooklyn, you're able to stay for a little bit longer if you'd like, to see what happens with the smoke, or you can clear out either of the 3 pathways rather.
I guess
What's
I'll
the
follow
third?
suit. Go downstairs.
So the balcony, which
It's gone.
they don't know that.
Oh, okay. I thought the door disappeared too. You said
They could-
only from the outside.
They could also go upstairs, or they could go downstairs. So
Uh,
So we can still
Shambles-
see the door?
the door's still there. Yeah. Nothing. There's no reason for you to
we
believe.
didn't realize
There's no.
Yeah, I didn't.
the-
anything
because I
happened to
just-
Raya.
Right. Okay. So real quick, just so you have it
As
narrowed.
far as we know, Raya's having a party out on the wall.
Right, and he's only been gone for like 5 or so minutes. He hasn't returned. When he gets back, he'll probably be angry at you for filling the place with smoke.
Motherfucker!
Shambles, if you stick around and kind of wait, you watch as
I'm gonna try to open the balcony door.
before you do, what you realize
Go ahead.
is that the smoke starts to begin funneling inwards to the room, and then being sucked directly into the flame elemental in the center. It grows massively in size, and I need you to go ahead and, as you're at the door, I'm going to give you advantage for this check. Make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, he broke his hold.
20.
Failure. So it detonates, explodes, fills the room with flames, bursts out. You watch as the log shatters as it does so. It shoots you out the door that you're trying to open out to escape. And as you're kind of stepping out and kind of, in hopes of kind of getting out and closing the door behind you, you realize that there's nowhere to step and you're being forwardly launched a little bit farther than you'd like. You fall 30 feet and land...
Who is it?
Shambles, and fall into a Raya-shaped hole on the or break on the tiling, slamming down into it.
Shambles can fly.
I can
Oh.
fly. Can I
Fair enough.
prevent this?
Fair enough. Sorry. I forgot you had the boots. So yeah, you'd probably
It was important.
you'll be launched out.
Holy shit!
You'll be launched out of the room and fly. I would say that because of your flying, you'll only kind of be pushed out about 10 feet.
Okay.
The door is auto closed, so give me a dexterity saving throw. One more of those to see if you can keep the door
Air
from shutting.
brakes. 22.
You kind of stop, push the wings off, and then skip back inwards, putting your hands on the door after the fire breaches outwards, and kind of grab a hold of it, knowing it would shut, and kind of realize that the interior has pretty much been just littered with flame.
Fucking Benson.
Yeah, the interior of this room is now completely charcoal black, with burn patterning. The
With
stat
a little Shambles outline on the door.
I've got a little silhouette there.
The statues are the only thing that remain, but you do take some fire damage. Let me give you that.
Shucks.
You're gonna take.
I thought we were past this.
Do you have evasion?
I do.
So you'll only take half. So real damage is 52. So half is 26.
Oh, the deck save earlier, the 20 wasn't the...
The dex 9 was the fire damage.
I had advantage on that. It was the 20.
Oh right. Okay, so sorry. Then yeah, you take no damage with evasion. Apologies. That's my fault there. I said.
All good.
I even told you had it.
You did.
I'm a dum dum.
And that's why I was so shocked at the 20 failure.
Oh no, the 9. I thought it was a 9. Sorry.
He said 20 when that happened, and I was like, oh, damn.
I did call it out.
I was looking at the number on the screen. I'm
It's
sorry,
okay.
you guys.
It's all right.
Okay, but yeah, it looks like the room besides that, there's the flat mat on the floor, which is an inflammable substance. The bed is pretty much ash now.
Allegedly.
And then everything else had already been tossed into the fire.
Do I hear the
Is
explosion
the
from the
fire
roof?
still there?
You would not hear it from the roof. Those below would.
Would he not hear me yelling, Jesus Christ? As I'm like gripping
Blowing
the
up
door
the
of the balcony.
He would not.
All right. Is the fire still there?
No.
Did the elemental leave, or did he just have a little like flare?
Elemental appears to be gone.
Well, that's a pickle.
The wood log that he was atop is still present. It's completely charcoal black, and the ruins appear to be kind of like broken inwards and kind of rumbled a bit. If you kind of go over to investigate it, if you kind of touch it, it just falls into ash.
Well,
Not
I guess
really
I'm gonna.
in-game, but the elementals are extra dimensional, right?
Correct. If you kill it on the material plane, it just returns to its own.
Right.
Let's just hope he went home. I'm gonna start fanning smoke out of the room.
There-
so
I
I
my
think
friends
we'd
can
know
come
if he
back.
didn't.
There is no smoke present anymore. The elemental sucked it in. That's what gave it the fuel to detonate.
Then I'll give the all clear to my friends down below,
Okay.
and hopefully all of them come back.
You would note that there's a Raya-shaped break in the ground beneath you.
And the ceiling to the roof tile.
If you look up, it is blindingly purple above you, and if you kind of
Wile E. Coyote print.
move back into the door, you'll note that the door you're holding open as you're entering back in is there, but the door that would be to the left of that, the door that you didn't, or the right of that you didn't open, there is no door on the outside.
Huh.
I'm gonna dip my finger in this with the intent to take it out.
The sand?
No, the orb.
Oh,
I'm still up on the top.
yeah, you move your hand right through it. It doesn't do anything. There's no physical orb present.
Okay, I'm gonna climb back down the roof.
Okay.
I'm gonna-
On the way down and looking away from the light, you'll notice that on the corners of the kind of pyramidal top to the structure, there are markings on each one of the corners that appear to be similar to the foundational runic magic at the base where the actual shard is located. It seems that the funneling kind of ends here. This is its top point.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check out that body again.
All right. Yep, still
Yeah,
just
body.
sandy dead body. Everybody else comes back into the newly unfurnished room. There are 2 statues. That is literally all that's left.
I'm gonna ask Grok to hold the door open for me, if he's
Hey.
able to,
That bed's not so heavy now.
and
It's Ash.
I'm gonna go investigate the Raya print on the rooftop below.
Okay.
See if I can't track him down.
Just for tracking purposes, we'll assume it takes about 2 minutes. So with the flying out and all that.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think you're going to run out of time. Just yeah,
I'm up to 6 minutes now.
fair enough.
Oh,
Yeah,
is there a timer on your flight?
4 hours total
4
for
hours
the
a
day.
day.
Oh, yeah. That's still kind of a lot, I guess.
Yeah,
a lot.
it's a super lot. It's only ever going to come into play if it does it like
I
off and
gotta
on.
run to the next town.
Or yeah, that. But you descend down, you check it out,
Well, I'll do it.
and it looks like somebody of a Raya size fell and hit the tiles on the top of the main structure. You look up, and it's again blinding purple light.
Do I see any footprints on the wall? I notice he has a penchant for doing that.
Go ahead and make a survival check to track.
And the imprint of a middle finger where the doors were supposed to be.
12.
You aren't sure, but
I'll just start calling his name and
okay. Yeah, you don't hear him at the top of the tower.
I'm gonna kind of kick some of the sand away.
Okay. You see it starts to kind of move slowly back towards that direction. Not very fast.
Sing it. I'm gonna stab the corpse
Okay.
with Zodic.
Nothing happens.
Huh. I just kick it in the head.
Okay. It does feel like there's a tangible physical head to kick. And the parts that seem
Does it feel like smashing a sandcastle?
No, it feels like you're kicking in a person's head.
Solid.
Yeah, but the second that you kind of break into the face and kind of feel the bone underneath break and push your foot away, you watch it just right back into perfect position.
Huh. That's weird.
The sand is movable, but the parts that are solidified, they appear to be just tangible, but not really structurally movable or breakable.
I'm going to fill my belt pouch with sand.
Okay,
From here.
sure. As you
How much
close,
does it hold?
a decent amount, but as you close it, you can feel the bag kind of start moving in that direction, like it's being pulled.
I'm gonna throw the bag off the tower.
Okay. Roll a
the
d100.
head.
Roll a d100. Yeah,
32.
Shambles, you kind of like go, and then look up and you're looking at the tower, and then out of the light you see this kind of shadow, and you're like, huh? And then a massive bag comes slamming towards you. You can, it is technically hitting you, but you can go ahead and make a deflect arrows if you want to.
The hell is that? Just throw it back up here.
why are we Looney Tunes?
Because it's the best.
when it's just me and you on the adventure.
Just fly right back
yeah,
up. God,
I'll deflect missiles on it.
why does it only happen when
D10.
that one's broken?
Oh, might not make it.
D10 plus something.
D10 plus. Hang on, I don't use this up. Dex modifier plus monk level, so 7, 11, 13 total.
You take 2 points of damage as you kind of reach up and grab the bag, but it kind of you grab a hold of the neck of the bag, and then the sand kind of
Still kind of smacks me
in the face. You would recognize this as Raya's water skin.
Huh. Well, I guess I better start flying up in that direction.
Okay.
take my goggles off as I'm looking into the light.
Yep, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Wasted all of our time.
Yeah, I'm up here learning.
Because you took the goggles off, it gave you advantage. You're fine.
Nice.
You know to keep your eye kind of not straight on it and kind of move up in that direction. You also realize that you aren't going to be able to see the tower, so you move closer to it and kind of start inspecting it.
Yeah, I'll just sort of like drag my hand along it.
Eventually, you find the gazebo and kind of the landing up top, the open air landing up top, kind of flip up onto it to get to Raya. But before that, we'll go ahead and go back downstairs. Benson and Brooklyn. Grok is an NPC, so he says Grok anytime you ask him any questions or anything, or if you ask his opinion on something. If you want to follow his lead, then we stand here and we say Grok. But if you have something that you want to do besides, what would you like to do?
So we saw all the smoke coming out, and then everything gets sucked back up, basically in.
Well, no. What you saw was a bunch of smoke coming out of the rug and kind of filling up the room because of your fire. Then you rushing downstairs. Then you heard a loud boom. Now you come back upstairs. Shambles called you up. You see Shambles. No, Shambles didn't call you up, did he?
No,
I called them up and I
Yeah.
asked Grok to hold the door open.
That's right. And Grok willingly did so, responding in kind by saying Grok. But
him.
sounds just like you do. But then when you all others came up with so Shambles had told you that he's going to check something out. He flew down to check something out. He's outside. Grok's holding the door open.
Go to the window and see where he's at,
Yeah.
what he's doing.
You see a bag come out of nowhere and slam into him, as we described, and are basically watching him fly up into the light above. When you kind of turn your head up and look that way, it is bright as fuck.
Okay. I would go out and start heading up the stairs to meet them
Okay.
halfway.
You move through the scribe room, and then you move through the treasure room. Are you continuing upwards?
I'm gonna stop there and wait for the group. I'm not gonna go up by myself.
Okay. Brooklyn, are you following
I'm
Benson?
Yeah, I'm following suit.
Grok says Grok, and you assume that means he's going to hold the door.
Okay.
He's going to Hodor. All right. Shambles, you pop up onto the landing space above. You see what I've described there, the body. And you see Raya kind of looking at you as you come up. Probably concerned as you're holding the bag of sand, right?
Yeah.
The bag seems to be tugging towards the body in the middle. Not like heavily. It just seems like there's kind of a gentle kind of leaning in that direction.
Hey, is that my bag?
I'm gonna go ahead and unfasten it and dump it out.
The sand starts moving towards the middle.
God damn it!
Not very.
Oh, did that take you a long time?
No, but there's this dead guy up here reforming out of sand. I thought maybe I'd separate a piece
Oh,
of him from him.
Sorry, I apologize. You would have had to get close to the body because you said you were 10 feet away from it before. You would have gotten close to the body to get the sand, and I forgot.
I also stabbed and
He
kicked it.
kicked it and
Yeah,
stabbed it.
and I forgot the trigger, and I had specifically mentioned. But yeah, no, when you get close enough to touch it, kind of a soft rewind, you would actually see a ghost figure appear above it, kind of looming and looking down at you with purple eyes. It appears to
Yeah, I
be.
would have stabbed that.
Doesn't seem to have any effect. The entity kind of looks at you with its purple eyes and seems to be adorned in the very regal robes that Benson modified into a smaller version. Identical in kind.
Zadok has no effect on him.
Nothing. Does not seem to be temporally or spatially there.
I'm pretty sure this is the magistrate, and he's
The magistrate.
reforming.
Mid-year?
Yeah, Meiji or whatever. He said he's about 75%.
The body looks like it's 75%, yeah.
So when this thing finishes, we got to go wake up old boy.
It doesn't look like it's going to be a quick process.
Well, that's good. So where's everybody else?
Back in that room that you walked out of.
Yeah.
Where you been?
Who, floor fell. Then I fell.
Uh-huh.
Then I hit the roof. Then there was no door. Then I found this place. There's another orb up on top of the roof, but it doesn't suck you in like the other one.
That's good.
Maybe it floats it.
I know Rooklin's just worried to death about you. We should probably
I'll
get back
bet.
down there.
Well, easiest way down is going to be over the staircase right over here. Pretty sure that's got a monster at it.
I've got the door propped if you want to just go where we came from.
Or we could flank the monster.
Yeah, I don't like this 2-on-1 situation. I'd rather regroup. You look like you've been
No, because you can
shattered to
fly.
pieces.
So fly down and tell them to start the attack from the stairs while we start from above.
You're absolutely sure we're going down into the same room they're coming up into.
Like 85-ish%.
For me,
John, do I have an idea how high I
No,
climbed to
I'm
get up
very
there?
sure it's the same room.
Yeah, spatially, it would appear that the height of the room that you were in with the giant and the place where you're standing are pretty much close to, if not exactly, the same height.
Go tell Benson to open up with a couple fireballs, and we'll follow that up. Just beat the shit out of this guy.
Pincer maneuver, got it. I'll zoom on down to Benson, or down to Grok.
Grok
Tell
will
him
relay
to
the
stick with
message.
the.
Okay, so just to
Back three.
make sure I understand it, so I can set it up correctly. From the start of conflict, Shambles and Raya will be entering from the top of the steps, and the rest will be entering from the bottom steps. Correct?
I believe so.
Okay.
think so.
Go ahead and set up real quick.
Now, Rooklyn, you keep Benson safe.
Try my best.
Just hold your shield in front of you and let him fire.
I was looking for a yes.
Shoot fireballs between your legs.
All right. Is everyone okay with the plan?
I've got no objections.
Should be able to see yourself on the map now.
I do not want to be up in the room yet. I
You
wanna
are
go
still in
to
the stairs.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
You cannot technically see him at this point.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Totally cool. I know he's up there, so I do not want to reveal myself yet.
So one more quick.
I don't think Shambles and I would be entering
No,
the
sure,
room
sure.
fully until we hear a detonation or something.
That's perfectly fine. The stairs actually go up and around one more time, so I'm just putting you kind of at the point where you'll be entering
Oh, like
in.
full circle around the room?
Full circle around the room. Yeah, it's 50 feet up.
Okay.
So,
I good thing he can fly and I'm a spider.
right, you can just descend down the walls. So perfectly fine. But I was going to say, so Brooklyn, as happened last time when you entered into the room, you see that the circular patterns on the floor appear to have structure to them. The outer pinkish kind of orange coloration of the sigils on the ground seem to kind of focus inwards towards three separate rune marks, these strange kind of meridian rune marks. In the center there's a purple coloration sigil with its own rune marks, and standing in the center of that, kind of off-center a bit, is a massive statuesque skeleton of a giant, probably somewhere around 12 feet tall, with dwarven armor, ichor kind of dripping from the bones, and bright purple eyes. When you enter in, he is holding a greatsword in one hand, and he appears to be clutching something in his left hand. A chain from that, whatever he's clutching, seems to be wrapped around the bones and sick, kind of greasy kind of liquid on his arms. And it kind of wraps tightly inwards on his arms to the point where it looks like it's actually breaking the bones on that arm, the left arm. And he turns his attention towards you when you step up, just as he did last time. He does not do anything, but he is looking at you.
Scary sounds. I guess everybody else coming in.
Okay. Stepping in, it looks like you will have to kind of either shuffle to the side to get away from stepping into the magic runes, or just step right in. Which of those two options do you wish to do?
I'll shuffle to the side.
Okay, so move accordingly. Step into a place where it doesn't look like there are runes. Grok will say Grok and will move in tandem with you, kind of taking your lead in the fight. And Benson, you'd have the opportunity to move up the steps a little bit and still be kind of down the stairs a little to not be directly seen.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Spider Climb on myself
Okay.
before I walk up, and then I'll walk
Perfectly
up.
fine. It's a blow dryer, if you're curious. Yeah. We took a bath before.
I don't want to get on the walls yet, but I cast it so that I am able to.
Fair enough. So you're,
I guess she's not picking up fast during the game.
that's fine.
That's better, right?
That's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So, Shambles and Brian, you don't hear the sounds of combat from downstairs. Do you remain up at the top of the height that you'd be at?
I kind of try to peek in and see if I can see anything going on.
It's really well lit down there, so yeah, you'd see that Brooklyn and Brock have kind of moved aside. I don't know where Brock went. Is he standing on Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Well, don't put him on your square. He needs his own space.
I'll take a position at the edge of the stairs where I can see what's going on, and be ready that on a dash I can make it down the wall if I have to.
Okay. All right, and Shambles.
Yeah, I guess we're still going Looney Tunes. I'm like the totem pole around the corner with him.
From this vantage point, you're seeing something that the others aren't seeing. It looks like the markings on the ground seem to be creating kind of like a small bit of atmosphere around them in kind of a globular, half globular shape, kind of like almost like a snow globe. Actually, a bit more like a snow globe, kind of like rising up and then kind of coming back down and around. It seems to be mainly from the center circle, and then kind of trailing off from the top of that. There's a single light that goes up towards the ceiling of this room. If you kind of stop for a second, kind of look underneath, you see that there's an identical magical circle to the purple one on the roof of this place, not glowing, and that it seems to be kind of going up directly into the back of where you presume the dead body of the Magier is.
Followed by the globe, right?
Yeah.
The sphere.
The sphere's on the ground, it stays there. But yeah, it seems like there's a light coming.
No, the one on the roof.
Oh, yes. Continuing upwards, it would go to that point, correct.
Weird.
And he's just looking at us. He's not doing anything.
He's specifically looking at Rooklyn, who entered first.
Okay, first one in. Got it.
Is everybody ready?
Taunt him. See if he comes out. See if he can.
I would ask him, why are you here? Are you trapped? Are you okay?
No response.
He doesn't have a tongue.
As a friendly attempt, though.
Oh no, yeah, I respect it every time you don't just butcher or murder somebody. Every
You
time.
all right there, bud?
Every time Jeremy's like, no, stay your blades. I'm like, oh, yeah, stay your blades, guys. That's great roleplay. But this one,
We're
unfortunately,
good about that.
this one, unfortunately,
But I'm role playing a murderer. I'm still doing it wrong.
that's fair. But no, yeah, it doesn't seem he is engaging in any dialogue or seems to be even understanding what you're saying.
It's like there's a lot of magic in here.
There is a lot of magic in here.
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I don't either. I think I know that guy.
Gross.
I know.
Man,
Family, what can you do?
can I try to discern what that aura or the circle is around him? Honestly, if
Arcana.
I'm able to look at it.
Anybody want to give the
All right,
inspiration?
it's a circle.
I've got inspiration for Benson.
21 then. Jeez.
So the purple circle is easy to discern. It seems to be a continuation. It seems, like I said, the presentational marks for the orb down below. It seems to be drawing the magic from the dream shard up into the tops of the tower. You can trace out the same line that I explained to Jeremy and Zach. The outer circle seems to be newer and different. It does appear to be written in the same language, but it seems to be written by a different hand. It also seems that the magic presence seems to be older in the center than the magic on the exterior. Magic on the exterior seems to be strange, and it seems to be symbiotic, but at the same time parasitic of the magic beneath. Your presumption is that the exterior magic seems to be drawing from the thing inside of the circle and the power of the circle itself to allow someone or something to basically be immortal.
So like,
So we can't kill it while it's in the circle.
That's an
Well,
abomination.
the guy up front, up top.
Your call. Could be either.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, it could just be the goopy bones not dying in there. That might be why he's not dying.
All right, I'm any takers. I'm getting ready to start shooting. So murder hobo a go go. So anybody want to stop?
How decked out is this thing?
He's wearing dwarven armor. He has a very massive sword that stands probably a good 3 feet taller than he does. So about 15 feet long. Its width is
Wow.
Monster Hunter.
pretty
Got it.
considerable. I would say closer, more in kind. I mean, yeah, lengthwise, Monster Hunter, but shape and size wise, it looks like a Cloud Final Fantasy Buster Sword style deal.
Did he grow?
Yeah, back in statue time.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, he's about 12 feet tall, purple eyes, bearing down on Brooklyn at this point. And yeah, like I said, his body appears to be covered. Like there's parts of him that are showing from the armor. It seems to be that this fluid, this ichor, this black fluid seems to be kind of dripping out of him. He's holding something in his left hand besides the sword. It's bound inside of his stony kind of hand. And there's a chain that comes out of whatever it is that he's holding that seems to be wrapped up his arm and seems to have broken the bones of his arm.
How high is the ceiling?
50 feet.
All right, cool. I'm gonna run up the ceiling as far as I can for
Okay.
my turn.
Yeah, there's no turns yet. Nobody's done anything.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna run up the ceiling as far as I can, basically get to the top of it. And I'm going to go ahead and fireball.
I'm going
over
to
here.
wave at Benson.
You're casting Fireball?
Both up.
Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll
I'll
it.
join in waving.
We're here. We did it.
18.
1 second.
That's kind of beauty. Fireball, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
It's going with my rolls, man. I've rolled horrible today.
It isn't very bad.
Yep.
Oh,
You
I hear
cannot
boss
do much
music.
worse than that.
okay. So he doesn't seem to move or flinch. The fire engulfs him. The magic around him seems to become ignited with the aura of evocation magic. And as that happens, you notice his eyes kind of flare bright purple. His attention goes upwards, and he draws the sword upwards to point directly at you. Roll initiative.
Can't have this.
13. I'm gonna put 13.
Oh, I forgot I'm Grok 2. I forgot I'm Grok 2.
Mm-hmm.
Be ready for that every 10 seconds. Okay, I'm at the bottom of the list.
If Gren rolls based on Gren tradition, he'll probably go dead last. Oh, no, he's up there. Surprising. Alright. So, Shambles, you are first. The entity, this undead creature, appears to be looking dead on straight up at Benson.
And you said it looked like my fireball did nothing to him.
It might have done something to him, but it does look like
It didn't do.
it didn't detonate him and send his bones flying about. No.
No, I
Fuck
didn't
him up.
expect that.
Pissed him off. I'm gonna wager I'm about 40 feet away from him, given how high I am.
Yeah.
If I see him going after Benson, I've got to intervene. I'm getting in there.
Heroic intervention.
I'm gonna fly to about shoulder height for him.
Okay. The second you breach 10 feet from him, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Cool. 5.
You start hearing the screams of people in agony as you get within 10 feet of him, and it becomes overbearing. It's so deafeningly loud, you're like confused by it. Go ahead and continue your turn, but for all attacks made against the gatekeeper, you have disadvantage.
Nice. I'm gonna work that chin. With this new wacky dagger.
Additionally, your speed is halved as well.
Shot.
Alright, you bring the sword about.
As fast as a normal guy.
He's kind of pointing the sword out that way. As you kind of bring the dagger up, he spins the blade upwards and parries it deftly, and then spins his attention to look up at you.
Good.
That one gets
13?
through.
That's a 13. I have disadvantage,
that's
right?
That's right. Sorry. He brings the weapon about to bear again, blocking again.
13 again.
Blocked as well.
Key point to kick him in the jaw. 19.
That'll work.
I'm going to spend another key point to attempt a stunning strike.
Okay, he is immune to the stun condition.
Dope.
Your weapons count
Worth finding out, though.
Your weapons count as magical, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
That would just be 10. It was counting the.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
All right. Cool. As a legendary action between his turn and yours, he is going to make a grapple against you. Go ahead and make either a strength athletics or a dexterity acrobatics check against his athletics check. 28.
Okay.
He grabs you and he forces you down to the ground and pins you there. He's holding you down with one hand. It goes to his initiative. He will then go about his full attack itinerary. Using the greatsword in one hand, he will attack you with it.
Use your lungs.
He has advantage for the attack.
I forgot I don't have lugs. It hit me that way.
You just speak normal.
22 hits. And his second attack with the greatsword, 13 misses. And then he will use his strength drain attack. 18 does not hit, right?
Does not hit.
Okay. So then just one greatsword swing will do it. He does 14 points of slashing, and you watch as the ichor kind of bleeds out onto you and kind of burns with a necrotic pulse. It was like 6 necrotic. This is magical damage.
20 total.
20 total, correct. All right. Raya, you...
I didn't take any damage when he pinned me, correct?
No, he literally for that attack he literally just grabs and pushes.
He just grabbed me and held me down.
You're
I thought he like swung me against the ground.
For technical purposes, you are grappled and you are prone. That's it.
Fair.
I hold.
Okay.
After watching that, I'm gonna give this a minute.
Chody.
Oh.
The distance up here, you're kind of looking at it and you're like, did I do anything to him? Did I get him? And you do see that there's some burn marks. But as he grabs a hold of Shambles, slams him down, and starts hacking at him with the blade, you watch as the black liquid that's dripping down stops dripping and comes back up to pull those bones that burned and kind of got broken a bit by the fire back together.
All right. That might not be a good idea. Trying to figure out what one I want to do here. I definitely don't want to do fireball again.
It looks like it did all of its damage.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying
It just
to figure
wasn't
out
a lot. You rolled an 18.
Yeah.
You could still fire a fireball in this room.
Yeah, but I don't want to do it with Shambles there.
You wouldn't.
He's
It's a 50-foot ceiling in a 30-foot circle.
You can hit just the top of him.
Hit him in the head with it.
Mm-hmm.
Lightning bolt or firebolt, though? That's what I was.
Lightning bolt is more precise. It does the same damage.
Right, but I didn't know if electricity would go through him and hit Shambles as well.
It doesn't
Is
normally
that-
work
that's
that way
what
for regular creatures, and if he doesn't have a trait that says something like that, then it wouldn't.
Okay, then
Just
yeah. I'm
don't
gonna do
aim
that
with
then.
me in line.
Right, yeah, I'm gonna move to where he's not in line. So,
Up through center
move,
beds. Towards
move over
right.
here when I'm on the steel.
Wait a minute.
And $34.
Better.
Dexterity saving throw.
Shit.
Yeah, that DC is pretty low. And that was a pretty lucky roll. So yeah, as he's holding Shambles down, and you kind of draw the lightning up to shoot directly at his top half, he pushes down in onto Shambles, and you can watch Shambles kind of go, and kind of push outwards as the weight of Grun pushes down on him. The lightning bolt hits him across the back, and you watch as it does so. There's kind of like a sizzle pop to the black ichor, and it causes like a lot of the fluid to kind of rush off the back of him, but it looks like he dodged the brunt of it. So he takes half. 17.
Shambles is a Looney Tune again.
Forever will be known as Looney Tune Man.
All of his mash is pushed into his extremities.
Brooklyn, you are up.
Any bit of expense.
Okay. I guess the only option I have is to move up towards him. Get within swinging range.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any kind of change to you or anything when you enter into either of the circles.
Okay.
Huh.
I will swing, I guess. First one misses, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Go get him, champ!
So the sword drops down into Shambles. He kind of pulls it aside, pushes down, dodges the lightning bolt. You chase after the bolt, swing in. He brings the sword up and parries your blow. Go with the next one. Bats the weapon away as he does so. Okay. In between Brooklyn and Grok, he is going to let go. So he's no longer grappling you. You are still prone because that's the way he left you. He flares his hand up towards Brooklyn. I need you to go ahead and make a strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics to avoid his grapple.
Do you get more than one legendary per turn?
3 points, and I have a couple of options. The one I'm using only takes 1. All right.
Okay. It's anytime during the combat. It's not like once per turn or something.
Right. Yeah, you can.
I could remember. Okay.
You can take
You can
however
spend
many.
a number of points per turn.
Correct. So as you kind of see him kind of retaliating, you do the normal thing. You bring your shield up and you've got your axe ready. You're ready to take the shot. He grabs your leg, lifts you up off of your feet, and then slams you down onto the ground like a sack of wet sand. Bam! Onto the ground. And then he kind of reaches inwards, grabs a hold of your chest, and draws you like kind of underneath his weight. So you are prone and underneath him. You're prone and grappled, is what I meant to say. Shambles, you are up. You are no longer grappled, but you
At the
are.
bottom of the initiative, I'm going to go.
Go ahead.
I'm going to jump off of here with the Misty Step Dagger. I'm going to teleport behind him. And I'm going to
Did we
make my
skip
attack.
Grok?
Grok doesn't have a place on there. He didn't. Oh, he's on 4. He's on 4.
Bottom.
Sorry, he's
You
after.
absolutely did.
He was after. So hold on. Ryan.
I'm going after Grog.
Okay, then
I was
Grok.
going last.
Okay, so then Brooklyn would have gone. I legendary action Brooklyn, and then Grok will go. Is what
Okay.
is
Yeah.
the story.
Cool. Grok is going to attempt metal on the thing's armor.
Heat metal.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's effective. The saving throw is only if I'm holding the item. It doesn't matter if I'm in it. He takes the
Right.
damage automatically. So 7.
And he's got disadvantage on something stuff.
I don't know.
I'll just link it.
Yeah.
Oh, bells were. Hang on, I'm almost there. Okay, I'm just gonna copy paste this. It's not.
Yeah. Sure.
Sorry.
No worries. On attack rolls and
Disadvantage on
ability
attack
checks.
rolls and ability checks.
If it doesn't drop the object. That's only if it's holding the object. Yeah, so it's with the weapon if it's holding it. So, yeah. If a creature is holding or wearing the object and takes damage from it, the creature must make the saving throw to throw or drop it, if it can. If it doesn't drop the object, it has advantage or disadvantage on the attack roll. So,
No, on all of them.
That's-
So he cannot take his armor off, so he has disadvantage on his attack rolls.
super strange. Okay, well that's fine.
And after that, I'm gonna jump off of here and teleport down beside him.
I thought that was the point of heat metal. Was
Yeah, it's really
look
weird.
for guys with big armor.
Perfectly fine though. I'll be okay with it.
Yeah, you're making a lot of attacks.
Mhm.
So you're still gonna get through.
You'll note that his attention does shift to the one maintaining concentration on a spell that's affecting him, though.
Seems fair.
So yeah, Raya, you're going after Grok. Go ahead and take.
I'm gonna land here and take a stab at him.
Okay. Miss.
17 to hit.
No go.
Anybody want to spend inspiration on that?
I don't think anybody
I
has
gave. I don't have it in.
Anybody? Damn, he's undead, doing pretty great.
it. Yeah. It's too bad. All right, swing and a miss.
Agreed.
All right. It'll go to his initiative, resetting his legendary actions. Before it goes, he'll spend his last one. I have.
What about shambles?
Oh, sorry, Shambles. I almost skipped you again. I keep on doing this.
Jesus, dude.
Hold on. It's because people interject, including myself.
Uh-huh.
All right, we're at Shambles. So go ahead and take your initiative.
All right, so I'm prone and I was taken to half speed anyway.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
So I'm down to. I'm gonna guess 15 feet.
Apologies. Brooklyn, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. You did enter within range of me. You didn't hit me anyways, but yeah, give me that saving throw. You succeeded. You do not need to make the saving throw ever again. Shambles, at the start of your turn, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
13.
You failed it again. So
It
again,
was better though.
yeah. So again, the same traits still stand. Your speed is halved, and your attacks
hold on.
against him are made at disadvantage.
Is Shambles within 10 feet of me?
He is.
He adds my charisma modifier to the saving throw,
Good call.
which would make a.
Wait. Is that
18.
the 6th level you get that, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
6th level.
Okay, so what's that bonus?
It is a +2.
Okay, that will not be enough to beat the DC here.
All right.
Close.
Okay.
Closer.
That's fine. Yeah. So
And it's 10 feet right now at this level, right, for that aura?
Yeah, it's 10 feet.
I'm going to go ahead and put that down on the table. Everybody, if you're within this aura that I'm going to be putting down, what color do you want the aura to be?
Let's do green.
Okay. If you're within aura range, you have a +2 to your saving throws. Cool. All right, Shambles, back to you. Sorry.
all right, I'm going to stand, and I'm gonna just wail on this guy. Disadvantage all around.
Yep.
17,
Miss.
18.
Hits.
Okay. Going after those ankles. 9 damage. Good punch at 13, and might as well burn a key point at 12. Not doing that anymore.
All right. Anything else from you?
I don't know. I guess I'll. No, I got nothing. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You stood up, but it would take half of the half that you have remaining, so you can only move like 5.
Yeah,
or
I'm down
10
to
feet.
around 15. or
Oh yeah, because you're
10.
super
Depends
fast.
on how you want to look at it.
Sorry. Yeah, rounded down always, so whatever.
I'm
Anyways,
very quick.
in between his turn and your turn, he has a target grappled and is holding them down. So he will go ahead and use his last legendary action to strength drain him. That'll hit. Brooklyn, you take 12 necrotic damage. And your strength score is reduced by 1.
Did he have disadvantage on the attack?
He did, but he also had advantage, so it neutralized itself.
Got it.
Because he's
I'm just
attacking
trying
from
to keep
target.
that, because I'll forget.
Did it automatically do the damage, or do I have to do it myself?
So you take the damage,
Yep.
12. You'll notate that. But for the strength purposes, what's your current strength score?
19.
Okay, so your strength score is not modifying at all, so don't change your actual strength score. Just notate that that's the case. And once we get you below 18 to 17 or lower, we'll start paying attention because your bonuses will change.
Okay.
All right. That was its legendary action. It'll go to his turn. He's going to, as a free action, relinquish his grapple. He is then going to teleport. Adjacent to Grok. and wail on him.
Do we see anything change when he leaves the circle?
Nothing. What you do see, though, is a lot of the black, like, ichor kind of falls to the ground from where he teleports away and kind of splashes onto the ground.
Okay.
It's kind of important, and I will... No, it's not. It's not. I'm not going to do that. Here we go. Swinging, disadvantage for Grok. 16 misses, probably.
Grok's page.
24 hits. And
16 does miss, 24 does hit.
25 for the strength drain attack. So then the 24. Greatsword does 15 slashing and 14 necrotic, 29 total, half of which will be 14. I need a concentration check.
Why is it halved?
Because you half or take 10, whichever is lower for the concentration's DC. You're not halving the damage, you're taking 29. I'm just saying for the DC for the concentration check, it'll be a DC 14.
Oh, okay. What?
Sorry,
I'm rolling
I went,
Constitution?
Yes, I went through that math real fast. I'm sorry. Got cocky. I was like, I know this math. This math
Is
is...
it a saving throw?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a failure. So heat metal's out.
Yeah.
And then strength drain, 25 hits. He'll take 8 points of necrotic damage, and he takes 2 points of strength damage, which will reduce his strength score by 1. So just for all intents and purposes, his like in his green box marker, if you can,
yeah.
or somewhere, just notate it. Don't actually lower his strength score, because I might forget what it was. Okay, that was him. In between him and Raya, he'll use a legendary action to try and grapple and pin Grok. Strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics, your choice. That's my lowest roll so far, 17.
Oh, I meant to click on athletics, damn it all.
Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and click it.
I'm used to shambles.
Okay, still not
Still
enough.
fucked it.
Boom, Graham slams him down to the ground and is holding the turtle down on its back. Alright, Raya, you're up.
I'm gonna go try to stab him again.
Okay. You still have an ally adjacent, so sneak attack is still in play.
Nope.
Okay.
Do better.
Yeah.
Bonus action hide? I mean, I got nothing.
There's nowhere to hide besides the stairwells.
I know.
You could go into stairwells if you wanted to.
Yeah, sure. Just disappear into that.
Are you disengaging from him?
I'm still technically adjacent.
If you're going down the stairs, no.
Then I'll just... I don't even know, man. I'll just stand here, fuck it.
Okay.
There's nothing to do in this room.
Fair
I can't
enough.
hit him,
Destroy him.
apparently.
Fair enough. Chody.
I'm gonna move over and I'm gonna cast Reduce on him.
Okay.
Great.
Now, just curious here, will he be able to use his greatsword since it's now insanely huge for him?
It reduces
It
size
shrinks
with
with
him.
It reduces with him?
That's right.
Yeah, anything you're holding.
Go ahead.
It's in the
It's in the spell description.
Armor and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
It does change his reach, so that is kind of beneficial. Oh, sorry. Real quick before I forget. Raya, wisdom saving throw. Grok, wisdom saving throw.
Even though Raya's out of the circle?
He entered the circle. Okay, the two of you, until you succeed at the saving throw.
Wait, is it the circle or is it proximity to the guy?
Proximity to the guy. I'm sorry. Proximity to the guy. If you move within 10 feet of him, you make the saving throw. If you fail it, you have disadvantage on your attack rolls against him, and your move speed is halved.
But if you pass
then
it, you
you
don't
get-
have to do it anymore.
Correct.
Sweet.
It's a one and done.
And don't forget the aura thing.
The aura adds to your saving
From
throw
the
bonus.
guy.
Right. Grok is currently not in it. Raya would have had it. But that said, you're casting Reduce on him. Can you cast the description of the spell? Because it's not auto. I think I get a saving throw on it.
There it is. I think it's calm.
Yeah, it sounds right. Is it con?
I have not seen it. Hold on to me. I'm trying to get it. It won't just pop it in.
It's not easy. I copy paste.
That's what I go with.
Reduce. Yeah.
Con saving.
Con saving throw. Well, you got lucky. I rolled a 13 with my +9, or +8 even. So yeah, he shrinks down to a medium size. More grun-like. And since you're the one shifting him, do you want top left, top right, bottom left, or bottom right?
If I pull him into the bottom right, would he lose his grapple on Brock?
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
That's what happens. He does lose his grapple on Grok. Okay, and then in between,
Would that provoke an opportunity attack for Grok since he's leaving an adjacent square?
he's not willingly.
He's prone
moving.
anyway.
He's not willingly moving. You have to willingly move to provoke. But in between Benson and Brooklyn, he's going to go ahead and take a legendary action. I'm going to go ahead and grapple on Raya, since you didn't go down the stairs. Go ahead and strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics versus me.
Okay. You have disadvantage on strength checks and saving throws.
I know. I still got a 20. Success. So yeah, he reaches out and kind of grabs a hold of you, and you kind of weasel out of his grasp. All right. Grok or Brooklyn. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna get up, and then I'm gonna move to here.
Okay.
And since Raya's across from me, do I get advantage?
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Your speed is 30.
Yeah, I moved. It was
So
half.
your speed would be 15, and you have to get up to have it. So that means you are moving at speed 10. So yeah, that's exactly as far as you can move.
Right here.
You could get to where you wanted to go.
Okay.
There's no flanking. That's not a thing we do.
Okay. I didn't know. Let me swing on him. First attack is 26.
26. You have disadvantage because you didn't pass this.
I passed
Oh,
it.
you're the one who did.
He passed it first.
You're the cool kid. 26 hits.
Yeah. Sweet. Do you want me to roll damage first, or go on and roll for?
It could be important. Yeah, roll it.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see here. That's not what I meant to click.
It's fine. Second attack will hit too, but
job,
go ahead and
good
give me the
job.
first damage.
Okay. I'm drawing a blank here on how to.
In
roll.
the chat bar where it generated your 26 to
Click
hit.
the word
click
battle
the
axe.
word battle axe.
Thank you.
Mhm.
First
Not-
one's a 6 damage, and
Not enough to do what I was hoping for on the first one. And give me the second.
I was gonna do my divine smite
Go
on that attack.
on the first or
And
second.
since first one.
Go ahead and roll the damage.
Give me the-
This is, okay.
He's undead.
Give
Yeah.
me the divine smite.
Yeah. Give me the undead version. You roll more dice with undead.
Uh,
Okay. That'll give me the thing I want.
Yeah.
and then. the
Before
second-
you roll damage on the second one. Hold on.
Okay, sorry.
I need everyone in the room to make a Constitution saving throw. Shambles, as you're kind of like laying on or up off the ground, kind of looking around, you see the sigil in the top right corner spin fast and then turn solid black and then detonate. The room fills with kind of a pulse of black energy. So, con saving throw. Success for Brooklyn, failure for Raya, failure for Shambles.
That was Grok.
Grok, sorry.
It's a +2 as well.
15 will be fine, actually. So that's safe for both of your guys, Zach. And am I missing anybody?
What's the
no,
bonus for your aura?
It's +2.
Yeah,
Does
it's
a 9 do it?
not gonna help. And
Solid try, man.
1, 2, 3, 4. Who am I missing?
Benson.
Benson. Yeah, give me that roll.
Constitution. Mister. One of the runes exploded. You need a Constitution save.
6.
Failure. So you who have failed are taking 30 points of necrotic damage. Those succeeded took 15. Evasion does not affect this.
This isn't looking great.
How much was it?
30.
30 for failures, 15 for successes.
Cool.
All right.
You up?
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
Just standing.
Brooklyn, for your second amount of damage, go ahead and click on. You got to scroll up. It looks like you rolled a 9. Are you smiting on this one as well, or no?
Yes, I am.
Go ahead.
That gives it a 16 plus the 9.
Okay. All right. That will actually cause him to go next through the next threshold, which means that the sigil underneath you detonates as well. You're standing on the sigil, so you automatically fail the saving throw. Those of you in the room besides need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Shambles first this time, 17. Grok second, 20.
All right, success. Raya, success. Benson, I need one from you.
I'm sorry. What are we doing?
Another Constitution saving
Another
throw.
rune exploded.
15.
Success.
Better.
Like
So-
his aura. Okay.
Yeah, 15 was good enough. But you automatically fail because you're standing on the sigil. So that said, you're taking 30 necrotic damage, and everyone else is
You
taking.
do know I'm up on the ceiling, right?
The
He-
He was talking to Rooklyn, was standing on top of it.
Oh, okay.
The entire room. The entire room is
Okay.
filling out. Yeah, that's why you're still taking it. But he's standing on it. Sorry. So 15 for anyone who passed, and then 30 for Rooklyn. That
Down.
said, it's going to go between Rooklyn and Grok. In between your turns, he will take a legendary action. His legendary action itinerary changes with each drop down. So it's currently in the state where he can make a single attack, non-strength drain, through it. He will attack with his greatsword against Rooklyn. 20 to hit.
Misses.
You bring up the shield and block. The blue energy kind of guards you. You don't even feel the blow. Everyone else watches as this massive, meaty metal weapon, even its reduced state, comes slamming into the massive shield, which pulses it away. Grok.
Oh, that's me. That's me. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm going to bonus action healing word on Raya.
Don't roll. As you do so, you watch as the healing energy moves from the words that you spout into the center of the room and siphons straight up into the ceiling. I was waiting for somebody to cast healing spells.
Fucking
Just
fuck
waited.
this place.
You still have an action?
I guess so. Shit. Fuck this guy. Heat metal again.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Pile of dog shit.
Holy fuck. Alright, if you want to narratively explain how you kill him, you can, or I can just tell you exactly what I'm imagining goes down.
He's a skeleton.
And he's covered with like oily kind of inky liquid.
That slowly ignites. Bones blackened to charcoal. The armor sort of
Falls to the ground.
condenses down and crushes.
Alright.
That's what I'm going with.
Cool.
You could pretty that up if you want to with your words.
Yeah, that's perfect. I'm going to go with that. Yeah, the heating kind of causes the metal to slag over the armor and kind of bring it down, breaking the shoulder bones and then inwards towards the rib cage. The liquid kind of burning off into a nasty like smoke, and the body falls to the ground. The sword hits the ground and immediately grows back to its regular size. And his hand kind of drops off to the side, and you watch as those bones specifically shatter like glass, leaving nothing but the symbol laying on the ground. This also triggers the third rune to detonate. I need everyone in the room to go ahead and make one last Constitution saving throw. No one's standing on this rune.
Just so you guys know, as soon as that stuff finishes, and all that stuff happened before it exploded, you just see a red kind of flash fall from the ceiling, hit the ground, and bounce off the ground a few times.
Hold on a second. Are you before the...
Yeah, I was down last time. The last one that blew up, I went down to 0.
Okay, so hold on a second. Falling would actually cause a death saving throw failure. So you hit the ground and you have one failed death saving throw. Okay, so it detonates
Oh, why'd you
again.
have to be so far away?
This, for you automatically, Chody, because 30 will not kill you outright, will deal a second failed death saving throw for you. Okay?
I got a lot of running around to do.
Shambles Khan, Grok Khan, Rooklyn Khan. So Rooklyn, 30 more damage for you. Shambles, you're taking...
Grok's not gonna make this.
You're taking 15.
Yeah, Grok's down.
Okay. And Raya, you're already down, right?
Yeah, I feel so. But that's it.
What did I say? Okay, so then yeah, we're still in initiative order because this is still a fight for our lives. Shambles, you would see Benson, your bro, slam down on the ground, kind of a thud. The outfit he was wearing seems to be covered.
You know what? You know what? He fucking deserved it.
Yeah, he looks very well wounded.
Is Brooklyn still standing?
He
Yeah.
is.
Do what you can, get them back on their feet. I'm sprinting to Benson, and I'm
Also,
expending.
Grok, and Grok knows not to do that.
Croc's down.
Grok's down. Grok's
No.
not
No.
getting up anytime soon.
Is the paladin smart enough to know what he saw Grok do?
Yeah.
I'm using my my healer's kit, whatever it's called,
Okay.
to stabilize Benson.
Here's the bad
Sure.
news. I only had. Does lay on hands count as a healing spell?
I don't know. But you can go ahead and make a religion check because this is actually a religion-focused siphon, so go ahead and make that check.
You also have enough of the strength store to just drag us down the stairs, and then it's not a problem at all.
13 is good enough. You'll note that the outer circle was the one that's causing the siphon, not the inner circle. So now that the inner circle has been broken, you do not think that the healing magic will be disrupted. This is something your character would be able to realize with that 13 religion.
Heal the healer.
All right. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go up to Grok and I'm gonna lay on hands him
Okay.
for 15 points.
All right. So before we get there, it's not your initiative. We got to play this out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's
sorry.
fine. No worries. Shambles, you're moving over to Benson and dumping a healing potion in his mouth. Did I hear?
I'm stabilizing
Healer's
with a
kit.
healer's kit.
Oh, perfect. Even better. So pop the charges for that. Perfect. And then Raya, you death saving throw, please.
Need it.
Success. Benson, no necessity for a
That
death
is all
saving
we
throw.
needed.
Brooklyn, you are healing Grok.
One guy not dying.
Correct?
Yep.
Okay. And then Shambles, you're using your healer's kit to stabilize Ryan.
Right as well.
Okay. Let me go ahead and kill this music because it's way too action-packed for laying around being unconscious. And I assume some healing will take place. You can go ahead and figure that out in the next 12 minutes. That'd be great. But what you notice is after the outer circle is broken, after a fashion, the inner circle starts to disband as well, and the magic becomes inert and not present in this place. The glowing sigils on the ground are carved into the ground, but it doesn't seem that they are pulsing with energy. They are no longer lit as they were before. And go ahead and discuss how you're healing. That's perfectly fine.
Who all's conscious?
It's
Uh,
just Shambles in Brooklyn.
And Grok now would be since I healed him.
Yep.
for
Oh, okay.
15.
Good answer. Good answer.
Correct.
Then Grok's going to heal Raya.
Okay. Because
with-
he's kind of spiritually bound to that one.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
I hope you rewatch this, Andy. And
We're
realize
gonna give him
you saved
a
his life.
third level.
You could have let him die. This could have been your moment.
22 HP to Raya.
Be free of me.
Team Grok. Grok.
Oh
as
no,
soon-
Grok fully bundles him up in his big burly arms and
Aw.
carries him to safety.
No, so as soon as I'm alert and viewing that the circles are gone, I will be running up the wall and out the back onto the patio thing outside.
Bunch of sand on the ground.
He's still not whole.
No, there's no body. It's just a bunch of sand on the ground. Nothing's
Fuck.
moving.
No, we interrupted it.
No, the body's gone.
There's no body. Yeah, where the body
Bunch of
was.
sand.
Now it's just a bunch of sand.
Yeah, I would approach it and see if the ghost is still there.
Nope.
Well, that can't
You'd also
be-
notice there's not a huge purple light outside of the gazebo.
That's the first thing.
None of that can be good. Yeah, I'll run back inside
All right.
and tell Shambles because he's the only one who knew about it. And he'll probably be a dick and pretend I'm lying again.
Okay.
It's really fun to gaslight Raya.
For those of you that aren't Raya, go ahead and make and are conscious. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Am I conscious? I'm just
Stabilized. Yeah, they're gonna get you up, but they've only healed the others.
Sorry, buddy.
I'm assuming.
What was it? Perception?
Yeah.
That's Grok.
Shambles.
25.
Oh, that's Grok.
No, that was not Shambles. That's Grok.
Grok says Grok, and then explains that he heard a weird sound come from downstairs.
Guy's on it today.
in the most Andy voice that you can imagine. Grog.
How does he know like how far downstairs, like the room we just came from, or
He says it sounds like it sounded like something being sucked down a drain. And out of character note, Brent, this is something you wouldn't know. Most towns and cities do have some form of working plumbing, so I just want to make sure that you got the drain. What's this sorcery?
Yeah, I was
no,
like, huh? What?
no. Common waterworks are Osaria is very Roman esque, so it does have a lot of aqueducts and plumbing and waterways.
we need to find a means
The minus
to...
one to strength, is that...
That's gonna last until your next short rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where are we at now? Did anybody realize anything?
Grok heard a noise downstairs, and Grok is also going to throw a little healing word
Benson's
at
ways.
Benson.
Okay.
If the body upstairs is gone,
It's just sand now. Yeah.
yeah,
Benson,
I'm
7
st-
points.
I'm still very worried.
There's
I
no.
don't
There's also
understand.
no light out there.
Grok's.
You
Yeah.
don't see the light. Do you go check the
I'm
roof?
sure. I went out there. You said the light wasn't there.
Yeah. Do you check like if there's still an orb floating in the air or anything?
Sure, I'll poke my head up there. If the light's gone, I should be able to see the center.
It's gone. There's nothing there.
Then yeah, I am very much wanting to get down the floor and see if the orb is still in the other room.
All right. You get back down there. The orb is gone. The markings.
With the rock with it.
The rock with it. Everything that was present is absolutely gone from that room, except for the chests. The marks are all just inert, no longer glowing. There's no purple light present there anymore.
We saved the town, Raya.
Yeah, no, we still need to move as fast as we can and get back to the paladin and make sure the ghost hasn't taken over that. Because if the Magir's body's gone from the top, he's going to need a new body, and the only one acceptable to him is the one in the coffin downstairs.
Well, the reason he's locked in there is so the
He can't be
ghost
taken.
can't inhabit that body.
Right. So we want to make sure
shouldn't
that door
open
is
that
sealed.
until...
No, we don't want to open it, but we want to make sure it's
okay.
sealed.
So
I understand.
real quick, that's a good point of order. I just want to make sure that you understand this is a closing section for it. The way you've engaged has led to a basic terminus of this position. What you will note is as you move through the towerway and look through the places, you'll note that the judge isn't present. The doors no longer have the misty positioning. They work like doors. You open the door from the tower into the courtroom, and you can walk straight through. No problem. The doors on the outside, when you open them up, there's a balcony way there again. And there's no longer like a weirdness to the doors being obscured. There's no mist. It's just a structure. You continue on down into like the courtroom. There's no ghost present. Even with spectral sight or divine sense casting, the doors on the upsides go to the proper other courtrooms. There are no other judges present. There is no undead present. You go downstairs into the basement. You find no undead. Everyone that was down there is gone. And you keep searching until you get to the point where the door for the soldier was located. It is still sealed. It is still bound. It does not look like it has been... This is the one thing that hasn't really changed position-wise. You assume that the body of that soldier is still in state just beyond those doors.
Hey, Raya. No judges, no courts? That's mistrial, my friend.
Damn right. Can't hold me for shit.
I'm not serving no time.
Hold up, because I'm real worried. What about our bro skeletons? Are they gone?
Gone.
Man.
They knew how to read it right.
Yep. So the paladin. You explain this to the paladin and the difference, the night and day situation, right? Like they were ghosts and undead down here.
Oh yeah. This place was happening.
Make a religion check.
The Mario doors, can you actually use those now?
So
Yeah, he said they go back into the other courts.
with a 15, Brent, you would understand that this place seems to have brought undead to it and bound them here, but it seems that once this place's magic was destroyed, all things that bound the creature to this world were broken. All bindings. So all undead that were present in this place when that happened were freed from their curse of undeath and sent on to their afterlives proper.
Okay. I'm going to explain that to them.
So
I have a feeling a lot of those guys went to hell.
you inadvertently chose the good option. Well played. But yeah, we've got about 4 minutes left. Anything else that you want to do in the tower before you
What
exit?
was the bad option?
I'm not going to tell you. Uh, but you almost
And-
had it.
Yeah.
Shambles.
So on
That
the,
fan body.
Go ahead.
on the
Brent.
way out, Chody is definitely stealing 2
That's
inkwells.
what I was gonna
of Magic
ask. I was
Ink.
gonna say
Those
sorry,
undead aren't-
scrap skills.
Those undead aren't there, and when you grab the inkwells, they seem to be perfectly usable. Yeah.
Chody's also stealing a magical judge's cloak if it's still present in the downstairs closet.
It's not magical. Never was.
Oh, just
Still
nice.
looks-
Yeah.
we should probably search that
The robe that he's currently
giant
wearing
kin body.
is nicer than the maid, the
Okay.
magistrate's. And you said you were searching what? The skeleton's body?
But yeah, the giant kin. I'm gonna swing
Oh.
that giant sword around.
There's a holy symbol that appears to be made
God.
out of a very bright platinum. The chain that was wrapped around it appears to be made out of a very bright platinum. But when you were fighting him, you remember it being like black, like metal. But now it looks like it's completely shiny. Like it, if you look at it in the light, it's literally blindingly bright platinum. The symbol appears to be of a dwarvish god. If you'd like, you could make a religion check to see if you can determine which dwarvish god.
I'm gonna pass that over to Rooklyn too.
All right.
Definitely
Nice.
his forte. He don't know shit.
Your,
I don't know.
You're-
no.
I'm not studied in the dwarf god.
your religion is from the far west, and you haven't really. You know Atavius. Everybody knows Atavius because it's really popular here, and you know your Vendaran gods, the Agamedanid. But this is a dwarvish god. You know it's a dwarvish god. You don't know enough about the dwarvish pantheon and their story. Probably similar to you as a player, never having played in one of my campaigns, and so it's literally just that. It looks like a mountain with a sword stabbed into it. That's literally what it looks like.
It's
I'd
definitely
like
a
to
holy
take
symbol.
it back and look at it myself again.
Yeah.
You were killing it until then.
If you want, you can make a religion check, Shambles. Yeah.
Oh,
You would know the name of the god. The name of the god is Aguasi, and he is the god of giants and strength and martial prowess.
And murder.
Well, if it's corrupted that way, sure. Okay. Anything? It is magical, by the way. It's magical as fuck.
Does the sword revert to its actual original size, or does it go back to 15 feet?
It goes to its original size, which this isn't Treebar. This is not the same weapon.
Okay.
Treebar exploded when the shard was taken from it. So this is just a
Neat.
big metal cleaver. Yeah. It is it is completely useless to you. If you were on top of a mountain and you wanted to toboggan down, this would serve as a solid toboggan. But since that's not the case,
But
like a
carrying
blanket
it.
snowboard.
no, they used coffin lids to slide down a mountain before. But anyways, any other questions for me or anything else that you want to get on stream before we cancel it out?
I feel like there were like 2 or 3 other things we were going to steal from this place.
The
There was the shard,
The
which is gone.
inkwells are available.
Inkwell.
Shard's gone. Robe's not magical.
There was one door we never checked. We would probably go back for.
Sure.
In the flood room.
We can cover that next session.
It's fine.
Okay.
I don't think there's going to be anything in it.
Yep, we'll check it out. But yeah, I'll go ahead and cancel the stream. Thanks for watching, and we'll pick up next week, probably in the flood room. All right, thanks for watching.